Hi, my name's Rich, and today we're going to be talking about the Cobalt Soul Monk subclass for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons. If this is your first time here, then subscribe to get Dungeons & Dragons videos every Friday and Monday. So, let's get started. The Way of the Cobalt Soul subclass is designed by Matt Mercer, and it's from the Critical Role show that became popular on Twitch, and you can get podcasts, YouTube, it's easy to find. Now, this subclass is unofficial material, but it can be found on D&D Beyond for free, so I'll leave a link in the pinned comment and you can check it out for yourself. It's not permitted in the D&D Adventurers League, but I think most DMs will be okay if you propose to use this subclass. Now, the description of the Cobalt Soul is as follows. Driven by the pursuit of knowledge and their worship of the knowing mentor, the archives of the Cobalt Soul stand as some of the most well-respected and most heavily guarded repositories of tomes, history, and information across Exandria. Here, young people seeking the clarity of truth and the strength of knowledge pledge to learn the arts of seeking enlightenment by understanding the world around them and mastering the techniques to defend it. To become a Cobalt Soul is to give oneself to the quest for unveiling life's mysteries, bringing light to the secrets of the dark, and guarding the most powerful and dangerous of truths from those who would seek to perverse the sanctity of civilization. The monks of the Cobalt Soul are the embodiment of the phrase "know your enemy." Through research, they prepare themselves against an ever-coming tide of evil. Through careful training, they have learned to puncture and manipulate the spiritual flow of an opponent's body. Through understanding the secrets of their foe, they can adapt and surmount them. Then, once the fight is done, they return to record their findings for future generations of monks to study from. On a meta level, these monks look like they're a good substitute for the skill monkey role, something that is usually occupied by bards or rogues. But the Cobalt Soul gets additional skills and proficiencies and languages, so it's a good way to balance out the party if you're lacking in one of those aspects. There's a bit of confusion on the website because mystical erudition comes first, but it begins at level 6, where extract aspects begins at level 3. We're not sure if mystic erudition is level 3 or level 6. I would assume level 6 because you get it again at level 11 and 17. So let's start with extract aspects. Beginning at 3rd level, when choosing this tradition, you can strike pressure points to extract crucial information about your foe, granting you insight about their combat ability. Whenever you hit a creature with one of your attacks granted by your flurry of blows, you mark them as analyzed. Whenever an analyzed creature misses you with an attack, you can immediately use your reaction to make an unarmed melee attack against the creature. This benefit lasts until you finish a short or long rest. In addition, you learn the following attributes about the target: damage vulnerabilities, damage resistances, damage immunities, and condition immunities. Now, there is no limit to how many times you can use this apparently. It doesn't say once every long rest or once every short rest. I think if you analyze a creature, the status effect of being analyzed lasts until you finish a long or short rest. But if you're in the middle of combat and you're trying to hit someone with flurry of blows, I don't think it's relevant after the fight. From a roleplay perspective, you could analyze someone if they're willing to take an unarmed attack from a monk. I think that those circumstances don't often come up organically. You'd have to kind of veer off and set yourself up for that direction. Generally speaking, it looks like this monk subclass, it favours the lawful and potential lawful good. Because they have a very sacred tradition, it's to do with obtaining knowledge, and there's a big academy or repository of books. It's almost like they're collecting all the knowledge they can. It's similar to a bard's school or a wizard's college. I don't think it would flow well with a chaotic or evil character type, but it would offer some interesting roleplay potential if you did a lawful evil Way of the Cobalt Soul monk. Let's move on to mystical erudition. Again, we don't know if this is level 3 or level 6, but let's begin. Beginning at 6th level, you've undergone extensive training with the Cobalt Soul, teaching you extensively in history or lore from the monastery's collected volumes. You learn one language of your choice, and you gain proficiency with one of the following skills of your choice: Arcana, History, Investigation, Nature, or Religion. If you already have proficiency in one of the skills listed, you can instead choose to double your proficiency bonus for any ability check you make that uses the chosen proficiency. You gain additional language and additional skill proficiency from the above list at level 11 and level 17. This is similar to the Bard's Jack of all trades skill, and I forget the name of the rogue skill, but I know they can double down on some of their proficiencies as well, which lead to ridiculously high stealth rolls later in the game. At level 6, you get Extort Truth. You can hit a hidden cluster of nerves on a creature with precision, temporarily causing them to become mentally malleable. If you hit a creature with an unarmed attack, you can spend 1 key point to force them to make a charisma saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is unable to speak a deliberate lie, and all charisma checks directed at the creature are made with advantage for up to 10 minutes. You know if they succeed or failed on their saving throw. An affected creature is aware of the effect, and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answer as long as the effect lasts. I think that this is a roleplay heavy skill to have. After level 3, there is not a lot of combat orientated skills that the monk gets from this subclass. As an interrogator, this is a perfect subclass to pick. The issue is that by the time you hit 6th level, if you have a paladin or a cleric that has Zone of Truth, it does the same thing. At level 11, you get Mind of Mercury. You have honed your awareness and reflexes through mental aptitude and pattern recognition. Once per turn, if you've already taken your reaction, you may spend 1 key point to take an additional reaction. This synergizes with the extract aspects in the sense that you could potentially hit them with flurry of blows, analyze them, and then take the dodge action as a bonus action. When you dodge it and they miss their attack, you can use your reaction to do an unarmed melee strike, and then do it again. At this level, you could potentially get 2 reaction attacks, 2 flurry of blow attacks, and 2 regular attacks. That's 6 chances for a crit. And so it looks like an extremely fun power to use, and not too overpowered. At level 11, you also get Mystical Erudition again, which means if you already have a proficiency in one of the listed skills, you can choose to double your proficiency bonus for any ability check you make using the chosen proficiency, and you get an additional language. At level 17, you get Debilitating Barrage. You've gained the knowledge to temporarily lower a creature's fortitude by striking a series of pressure points. Whenever you hit a creature with one of the attacks granted by your flurry of blows, you can spend 3 key points to cause the creature to suffer vulnerability to a damage type of your choosing for 1 minute, or until they take damage of that type. A creature who is affected by this feature cannot be affected by it again for 24 hours. Now, at level 17, I'm sure the party would have some sort of fire-based weapon, lightning, poison, cold. Actually, the creature to suffer a vulnerability to a damage type of your choice for 1 minute. You could technically have bludgeoning damage, but I think that would be a waste of time, just using another unarmed strike on them. This is a great way to set up other players so they can use one of their ultra powerful spells to cause a lot of damage. This makes me think that this monk subclass reinforces the support role that you would have taken as a bard. And at level 17 you get another Mystical Erudition. Now overall this seems like a good support class, and that's something the monk class has been lacking. A lot of the monks' complaints have been that they're a very independent class. They can heal themselves, they can do damage themselves, but they don't really synergize with the party quite well. And this takes some steps towards interacting and having good synergies. I'd love to hear about anybody that attempts to use the Cobalt Soul Monk subclass. If any feedback is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, and if you subscribe, you should get Dungeons & Dragons content every Friday and Monday. If you leave a like or a comment, it could help fight against the algorithm and get this channel noticed. And I would appreciate that a lot. Thanks for watching, I'll speak to you later. Have a nice day. Goodbye.